The 7G-Tronic transmission in my old car just went. Specifically, the torque converter lockup's clutch was worn through and gave up the ghost. I've recorded the repair shop opening it up. Let's look inside. As I've documented in an earlier video, I've been trying to diagnose a mystery engine misfire problem of my 2005 Mercedes S500. One symptom that always puzzled me was that each time I forced the misfire with high load plus high RPM, the engine would run rough the rest of the day. As time went on, it would also have trouble starting after a misfire. Now, I think the mystery has been resolved. Last weekend, I started a planned 3-day drive across the country. On the first day, the transmission went out after just over 700 kilometers. Initially, I felt like the transmission mount was loose when lifting off the accelerator and reapplying it. I stopped to scan for error codes, and all was fine, so I continued. After another 200 kilometers or so, a noticeable whine would come from the front end, something that sounded like a supercharger. I drove to the next rest stop, which was about 40 kilometers away. Towards the end, the car would no longer accelerate hard. When I pulled into the rest stop, I revved the engine up in park, and the whine was still there. After a few minutes with the engine off, however, the whine did not come back. I then scanned all the ECUs for code and found two. 2783, the friction power of the torque converter lockup's clutch is too high, and 0894, the gear is implausible for the transmission, all the transmission is slipping. Then it became clear that the torque converter lockup clutch had worn out and the transmission was overheating. It also became clear to me that it had been fully worn out for some time, which explains the hard cranking and rough running of the engine after each pull. Strangely, the transmission shifted fine until the last few minutes when it started slipping. It also produced no error codes until the torque converter died. In fact, I was also able to drive to the exit of the motorway to get a tow truck. As you can see, there is an awe-inspiring amount of metallic dust inside. I've bought a used transmission as replacement, but there's been some errors and I'm still waiting for it to be fixed.